Have you ever just stared at a blank screen, completely paralyzed by what colors to pick for your new project? Yeah, it can feel like the hardest part. But what if I told you there's a kind of code, a mix of art and science, that makes it not just easy, but actually really fun? All right, let's get into it.
So, let me ask you something really simple. When you think of a strawberry, what color pops into your head?
Red, right? Of course, it's instant. It's automatic. Our brains are basically hardwired to connect things, objects, ideas, even feelings, with certain colors.
It's the exact same thing with a mango. You're probably picturing a bright, sunny yellow. Or an orange. Well, that one's a little too easy. This super powerful instant connection is the whole reason why color is so important in everything we create.
You see, color isn't just there to make things look pretty, it's a language. It actually communicates ideas and emotions way faster than words ever could. It's like this silent conversation you're having with your audience, and learning to speak that language all starts with something called color theory.
So what is color theory, really? Well, it's this perfect blend of art and science. It's partly about which colors look good next to each other, sure, but the more important part is understanding how those combinations actually make us feel.
Just imagine this. You're lost in a jungle. You come to a fork in the road. One path is marked with a red sign, the other with a green one. Which one are you going to take? You don't even have to think about it. Your brain just screams, red means danger, and green means go, it's safe. And that right there shows you how we use color to make these split-second decisions every single day. The same exact thing happens when someone looks at your website or your logo.
Okay, so if color is a language, how in the world do we get fluent? Well, we start with the one tool that cracks the entire code, the color wheel.
This right here is our blueprint. It was actually developed by Sir Isaac Newton, of all people. It's the foundation for everything we're about to talk about. And it's not just a random rainbow. It's a perfectly logical system that shows how every color relates to every other color.
And this whole system is built from just three base colors, the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. Think of them as the parents of all other colors. You can't make them by mixing anything. But when you mix two of them together, say yellow and blue, you get a secondary color, green. Then you take it one step further, mix a primary with a secondary, and boom, you get a tertiary color. Every single color you can imagine is born from this simple process.
Now that we've got our basic ingredients, it's time to start cooking. And luckily for us, there are some proven recipes called color harmonies. These are just time-tested combinations that are pretty much guaranteed to look fantastic together.
Our first recipe is all about making a big impact. It's called complementary colors. You just pick two colors that are directly opposite each other on the color wheel. You know, like a bright green apple sitting in a red basket. That high contrast makes both colors just pop and feel super vibrant.
Here's another classic combo, blue and orange. This kind of intense contrast is exactly why you see it used for things that need to grab your attention right away. Think of a buy now button on a website, or even rival sports teams. The colors practically vibrate when they're next to each other. They just demand to be seen.
But what if you're going for something a little more calm and collected? Well, then you'll want to try an analogous harmony. This recipe just uses three colors that are neighbors on the color wheel. Since they all share a common color, they blend together really smoothly, creating this serene and comfortable feeling. So as you can see here, you've got yellow, yellow-orange, and orange all sitting right next to each other. When you put them together, it just feels natural, kind of like the colors of a sunset. This is why brands that want you to feel safe and trusting, like, say, a healthcare company or a wellness app, use these palettes. It's just visually calming, with no sudden surprises.
And finally, if you want a palette that's energetic but still feels balanced, we have the triadic harmony. This one uses three colors that are evenly spaced out, forming a perfect triangle on the wheel. It's a huge favorite for designers who want that playful vibe without the crazy tension of complementary colors. Just think of the Burger King logo or the old Google Chrome icon. They're dynamic for sure, but that even spacing keeps them from feeling chaotic.
Okay, so we've got our recipes for pairing colors, but how do we actually use them when we're designing? You know, how do they go from just an idea in our head to actual pixels on a screen or ink on a page? Well, that brings us to the more technical side of color.
So, every pure color on that wheel is called a hue. That's your base ingredient. From that one hue, you can create a whole family of different variations. If you add some white, like adding a little milk to your coffee, you get a lighter tint. If you mix in some gray, you get a more muted tone. And if you add a bit of black, like a drop of ink, you get a deeper shade. This is how you build a really sophisticated and professional-looking palette from just one starting color.
Now listen up, because this next part is absolutely crucial. You have to pick the right color model. If you're designing anything that's going to be on a screen, a website, an app, a video, you need to use RGB. That stands for red, green, and blue, which are the colors of light that mix together to make every color on your phone or computer. But if you're going to print something like a poster or a business card, you have to use CMYK. That's cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, which are the inks that get mixed on paper. Seriously, getting this right is essential if you want your colors to look the way you planned.
After all of this technical stuff, I want you to remember one main thing. Color theory, it's not a set of strict rules you have to follow perfectly. Think of all of this as a collection of really powerful tools. They're here to guide you, to give you a starting point, and to give you the confidence to just experiment and create something incredible.
And with that, the whole toolbox is now yours. It's time to take these ideas and start building something for yourself.
So, let's just do a quick recap. First, always remember that color is communication. It sends a message long before anyone reads a single word. Next, use the color wheel as your map. When you feel stuck, just lean on those proven recipes, like complementary or analogous harmonies. And don't forget, you can expand any color into a whole family using tints, tones, and shades. And last but not least, always pick the right tool for the job. RGB for screens, CMYK for print.
I know it seems like a lot, but every great design, every beautiful color palette you've ever admired, it all starts with this. Just one simple decision, the choice of a single base color. Because once you have that one color, you now have all the tools, the harmonies, the tints, the shades, to build an entire visual world around it. The possibilities are, and I mean this, truly infinite.
So the only question left is, what world are you going to build? What idea are you going to bring to life with the power of color? Go on, give it a shot.